can't tell jokes like this. So here, I'm gonna do something real quick.
It's a beautiful day today. We're good. A beautiful day today. Could you be mine? It's a beautiful day to meet you. Would a beautiful day for beauty. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I have always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I've always wanted to live in a neighborhood.
You guys actually understood that? Okay. So, I kind of know what you guys are thinking after watching that. Just there, you guys are kind of thinking, oh, Benny, how can I be as awesome as you? And I have an answer for you. You can't be. Because I'm too awesome. Don't worry, I'm not prideful. I'm just better than all of you. Okay, now I'm going to actually get into some stories now. The part where you're actually supposed to be laughing. Okay, so yesterday, I asked a girl to her prom, okay? And that excited me a lot. You know, I was all fancy, I made her a card, it was all cool. She was expecting to just be looking at some picture I drew or something, but it was fancy. And I gave it to her, and I was scared because she looked at it and she was, oh boy. Oh no. Oh jeez. I need to sit down. Sit down then. You know, and she was just reacting the same way the whole time. I'm like, oh, it can't be good. You know, she ended up saying yes, so that's fine. But, and it made me think about this other time. That, because that was my first time asking someone to prom on purpose. When I was a freshman in high school, I was in a drama class, and I had a friend who was a senior, and she was like, yeah, I'm excited for prom. I was like, oh, do you know who you're going with? And she said, no. You know, being a kind of comedian, I laughed and said, you should take me. You should take me. And she laughed. She goes, yeah. And I'm just thinking, okay, that was a joke, you know. Cool. So I go home, I go back to school, 2 weeks. And then I'm sitting in class, and she's like, so I got my dress. I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool. Did you figure out who you're going with? And she's like, I was going with you. Oh. You weren't joking? Okay. And I ended up going to that, because my parents were like, ah, sure, get the money yourself. Yeah. And I went, and what was exciting about that was it was the most prom ever. Like, I was wearing a suit that I borrowed from people, and I had a tie that my mother said that she was gonna love, that the person, my senior friend, my date, my mom said that she was gonna love, but she hated it. She was like, take that tie off now. I was like, okay, I'm sorry. And that was not good. And then I was like, oh, I'm feeling a little bit hungry now. Like, yeah, me too. Like afterwards. So we decided to go to dinner, and I'm like, I don't have any money. I have like $5. And they're like, okay, let's go to Jack in the Box. So we went to Jack in the Box and got tacos for prom. I was like, yes, score, I love tacos. Okay, so I don't really know how to go from that story to anything else. I'm just gonna cut right into. Okay. Okay, so I'm thinking about comedians. They have their character, right? Like they do their thing. They're like, some people have catchphrases, like just to throw one out there. Larry the Cable Guy likes to tell you when to laugh. Like he says, that's funny right there. You should be laughing, because he tells you what to do. Me, I didn't think I had one until I was just having a conversation with somebody, and I kept on saying, what? Like over and over, and joke thingies, you'll probably hear it, but I don't guarantee anything. Just throwing that out there, even though that's not funny. So next story, when I was a freshman in high school, again, I wasn't a freshman in high school twice, I'm just going back to the, I had my first girlfriend, and this was exciting to me because I had to keep it a secret from my parents because I wasn't 16 yet. So that was exciting because I was like, oh, secrets, yeah. And plus, it was my first girlfriend. So I'm like, heck yes, you know? And, oh, coolest thing ever, I'll tell you what. But after a week, she's like, I think we need to break up. I'm like, what? Oh, like that. So I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, I need a bad boy. You're just too nice. So I shoved her down the stairs. And I called out to her, and I was like, we're good now, right? And she's just like, you pushed me down the stairs! Make up your mind! I'll be bad if you want to! Decide already! Jeez! So that leads me to the conclusion that females are crazy!
Amen!
Yeah! Okay, you know what else is crazy? Technology. Okay? I mean, I'm alive in the age where I should understand technology, and all you old people shouldn't. But, you know, I should understand it, but that doesn't mean I can't say it's not crazy, because it is! Okay? Okay? We started off with this wonderful website for networking and making friends called MySpace, and it's like, oh, that's cool. But we have to make a new one now because everybody's parents are getting on MySpace. I don't want my mom seeing what I'm doing on the internet. So we made a wonderful website called Facebook. Okay? And Facebook has been around longer than MySpace, but it wasn't as open to the public. Okay? So I get on Facebook, I'm like, yeah, this is cool. My parents aren't on here. And guess what? Everyone's parents are getting on Facebook too! No! There's a third one now, and it's not nearly as cool as either, but it's the same sort of thing. It's called Twitter, and it's got this beautiful thing called tweets, where all you're doing is you're saying a simple thing. You're like you have cool code names, and mine says Ben X Core, and it will say Ben Core or Ben X Core. It's a silent X. It says Ben Core is eating tacos right now. Okay, and I'm like, oh, too much technology, but this is cool because I get to hide from my parents. Because they're not going to want to catch up and go on Twitter. Because who would want to do that? Who would want to catch up? But now here's the thing that I'm a little bit lost on, okay, my cell phone. I can update, and I'm going to right now. So I'm going to put is telling jokes, okay? And I can send this to Facebook and Twitter, which I am going to right now, through my phone, okay? And I do this pretty often. You can ask either of my parents, or basically anybody that knows me. And, you know, if you have me as a friend on either, but you probably don't because you're old, or just too young, you'll see that it will say I'm telling jokes whenever you check it. So yeah, I just changed that through my phone. But I want to know, if we want to tell people what we're doing, why don't we do it the old-fashioned way, okay? If I can figure this out. Okay. So with a completely different phone, which is not the old-fashioned way, but with a phone, press this and this. Just a second. It's ringing. It really isn't. Someone should answer their phone.
Hello?
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Benny.
Hey, I'm telling jokes right now.